Hello everyone, once again, and welcome back to Packs and Recreation. And today we're going to take a look at the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth bundle. What's a bundle? Is actually, in my opinion, is the best way for you to start your Magic the Gathering collection, or a present that you can just give to someone, or just buy for yourself if you want to have a piece of every set that is released. In this time, the bundles are crazier than ever because bundles normally have 8 boosters, set boosters. In my time, there were 10, but whatever. 8 boosters, 20 traditional foils, and 20 regular basic lands, so a bunch of lands. So this is why I still stand by the fact that it's one of the best ways of you just giving magic to someone or just for yourself. A nice box, a good oversized spin down life counter, we're going to see in a second, and then this one has a trick that is that normally the promo card is a card that no one gives a f about, and that's kind of still the same, but in this case you can get one of 4 exclusive cards that make the scene of Mount Doom. So it's kind of a pain because the card works by itself, but if you want the full scene, you need 4 promos. It's whatever. So let's crack it open and see what's up. Thankfully, there is a tab here for it. So there you go. Nothing too fancy. I do believe that in one way is the good guy sign and the other is the bad guy sign. We can actually take a look for the sake of science effectively. So there is that. The way you open this, there's not much science to this. You just pull it open. And there is a piece of paper inside that I want you to take a look at because God knows I love my inserts. And these inserts I like a lot because sadly it's not cardboard. For once I would like it a lot to be cardboard, being this a business of cardboard, because on the back is an end just smashing orcs, but on the other it will be the most beautiful postcard in the world. Sadly it's just paper, but look at this. My name is growing all the time and I've lived a very long time, so my name is like a story. This is amazing. However, it's just papers, not whatever. It's kind of depressing, but well, this is the box. This is on one side. It's kind of boring. Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth on this side and The Ring on the front. I find it funny that contrary to other bundles, the image is not a mirror, so they decided to just put the ring on one side because there's only one, and then put some whatever on the back. So you crack it open like this and there's nothing there. And what is there? So we got our die, 8 boosters, our lands, the reference cards, and a bunch of cardboard. So this is the thing holding so that the boosters are not squashed. And what do you get with this? What do you get with this cardboard? Well, a bunch of cardboard counters. No one cares that much about that. Small dividers and big dividers. Big dividers are nice in this case because you can actually divide your collection using that. In this case, you get one with Sauron, some ring counters, and then one on the other side, and the good guy symbols as well. So, cardboard, but at least is more useful. If you give me the choice, I will prefer to just discard that and have a postcard instead of a piece of paper, whatever. Our set boosters and the reference cards, which, at this point, I find it funny that they come with the bundles because there are 3 reference cards. But technically one is yep, there are 3. So how to cast spells and attacking and blocking, and then on your turn, popular magic formats, right? So technically it's that one for you and one for your opponent, and this is for you to know what's up with blocking and attacking at that point. But yeah, a bundle is a way of starting your collection, but it's not dual decks or it's not a starter kit or anything. So I never really got why it includes this and doesn't include a guide or anything that actually explains how to play the game. It's kind of pointless. Then our lands, and our card is Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Very, very nice. We're going to open it in a second. And the spin down die, which is, and I have to admit, the die is very, very nice looking. Look at that. It's amazing looking. Kind of greenish, transparent, with gold letters. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like, look at that. It's one of the most beautiful die ever released in a bundle in Magic ever. At least in my opinion. So, not bad. So there is that, and then you have like this mini box so that you can, So, this we're going to crack in a second. Regarding the lands. Well, I mean, if you already play Magic, you're basically pretty much already too familiar with lands and have too many in your house and in your basement and everywhere. And for some reason, this is not wanting to cooperate. Sometimes this can happen. Okay, there you go. Now let's see if I can get rid of this plastic with my gloves. Apparently, I can. Okay. So the Frodo card. Oh, my bad. It actually includes the 4 of them. Okay, this is nice. So my apologies. I actually misread the box. What the fuck? And I already opened one of these off camera. So, oh, it has 4. Okay, so I eat my words. It's not the craziest thing ever, but it's actually nice. These cards are okay. You actually get the 1 ring. See, and this card is actually kind of expensive for being in a bundle. And this is the pretty thing about the Lord of the Rings. They have these cards that you make a display of them, and the art doesn't really translate from bottom to top to bottom, but hey, it looks amazing without any doubt. Looks very nice, and everything is foil, everything is nice. And they actually sell like a product that's basically like this, because there are like 4 and 6 wide card wide arts basically, and it's very nice. And I think it shows part of the message of the Lord of the Rings, right? Like unity makes something better and stronger. So not bad at all. So there is that. That's why the bundles are so expensive. Now I see. So the foil lands, so you get like a sneak peek of all the lands. Sadly, these are not the map lands, it's just the normal lands. You get them in foil, and then you get them in normal, which is the same. But very nice on the promos, because I kid you not, I opened one of these like on the pre-release, and I couldn't remember that it got the 4. Maybe because I didn't open the land pack. I was just like, oh, lands and the promo, cool, and they just keep it from curling. And then the 8 set boosters, which we're going to open just for fun and to see what's up. So let's start and let's see what can we pull from this. Commander Sphere. Yes. See, talking about the foil lands, there you go. Plains. Rohan itself is all plains. Swarming Moria. Recently, I rewatched the movies. I know that someone that likes the books is watching this like, no, it's about the books. Like, I like the books as well. I wanted to watch the movies, and the scene in Moria is just very claustrophobic. Surrounded by orcs. Speaking about the devil. Orcish medicine. Gift of strands. None have ever made me a request so bold and yet so cautious. Gandalf, friend of the Shire. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. These are the showcase cards. So Faramir, Field Commander, legendary creature, human soldier. I like these cards. I had kind of mixed feelings with them at the beginning, but after a while, I like these cards. So let's put these in Magic the Gathering order. So white, blue, black, red, green. This is the default order for the magic colors, and then let's put lands here or something because multicolor is going to be here. So Gandalf the White, ooh, not bad. This also is part of a wider art card. Flash, you may cast legendary spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Okay. If a legendary permanent or an artifact entering or leaving the battlefield causes a trigger the ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So it's basically Elish Norn, but better. Lost Isle Calling, another rare mythic, so we got double the flavor. And on the foil spot, we got a Nazgul creature, Wraith Knight. Oh, and we got a card from the list. In case you don't know, basically every set of Magic has a list of cards that are basically like a best hits kind of compilation, and they just reprint those cards. In this case is Tolsimir, Friend of Wolves. It looks like it can belong in the Lord of the Rings, so I will allow it. Aragorn, the Unifier. A Plains. Isolation at Orthanc. Fire of Orthanc. Cast into the Fire. Smite the Deathless. Nice. Battle-Scarred Goblin. Horses of the Bruinen. End Draw Basin, which is an artifact. I forgot about artifacts for a second, so artifacts are going to be here because technically that's the order. Just order this a little bit because my OCD is tingling. My OCD is tingling. Long list of the ends. Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant. In white art, so you basically get a white art, a rare mythic, and then a foil, and then you have multipliers on top of that. War of the Last Alliance. So let's see. Number 1 and 2, search the library for legendary creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. And number 3, creatures you control gain double strike until the end of turn, then the ring tempts you. Gahewir, the Wind Lord. Multicolor, there you go. And an Orc Army token. Nice. Next. So as you can see, you buy a bundle. You have the Kraken packs experience, and it's nice and all. But it's not like you're going to build a consistent deck or anything. The Dead Marshes. An island. Mordor Monster, the Torment of Gollum. And if you play the Gollum game, you see that torment, not only on him. Smoothing of Smeagol, oh, the counterpart card, nice. Captain of Umbar. Theoden, King of Rohan. The Mouth of Sauron, because he only has an eye, so he needs a mouth. Ugluk of the White Hand. Gorbag of Minas Morgul, a bunch of legendary creatures. Then showcase card, Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. The Shire. Minas Tirith. Ooh, nice. Minas Tirith enters the battlefield tapped, unless you control a legendary creature. If you tap it, it gives you 1 white mana, and if you pay 1 and 1 white and tap, draw a card. Activate only if you attack with 2 or more creatures this turn. Kind of okay, Minas Tirith. Escape from Orthanc. The Eagles, man. Just use the Eagles. And a Smog token. This is created by a red saga. It's called Up and Back Again or something like that. Ooh, card with a back. Can it be a card from the list? Let's see. Bilbo's Ring. The Ring, the One Ring, a mountain. Pelagrir Survivor. Woos, or was it? No, it was Woos Pathfinder. Protector of Gondor. Errand Rider of Gondor. Entish Restoration. Quickbeam Upstart End. Landroval Horizon Witness. Many Partings. The 5 hours of goodbyes and extended edition, basically. Ring Wraith. Creature Wraith Knight. When Ring Wraith enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent control gets -3/-3 until the end of turn. If that creature is legendary, its controller loses 3 life. When the ring tempts you, return Ring Wraiths from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, loreful appropriate. Ooh, Tom Bombadil. So, one of every color for a God Bard, as long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control. Tom Bombadil has hexproof and indestructible. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. So, the Bard of Bards, Tom Bombadil himself. And if you're asking who is Tom Bombadil, I can tell you are a movie-only person. That's the one thing, and a dreadful as the storm in foil. That's the one. Ooh, it was from the list. Crypt Rats. Nice. The one thing that fans, we're halfway there, by the way. The one thing that fans complained about the adaptations, the movie adaptations, was Mary, Warden of Isengard. Was the lack of White Mountain. Nice. Was the lack of Tom Bombadil, because everything else is pretty much accurate to the book, obviously with some differences, because, well, the book is gigantic and it has a lot of stuff to cover, and they talk about a lot of stuff, and there is a bunch of stuff that is implied that you know because of the Hobbit or the Silmarillion, etc., etc. And the movies did a great job, but some people complain about Tom Bombadil, and the truth is, like, see, the eagles, we get eagles for everyone. And the truth is that Tom Bombadil is kind of pointless. Yeah, his segment is interesting, and there is some value to it. You can actually you can extrapolate some lessons from it, etc. But at the end of the day, it doesn't affect the rest of the story at all, and you actually open some holes in the story, because you wonder, like, then if Tom Bombadil, which is he's basically God, doesn't do anything, why doesn't he do anything? Like, if Mordor wins, nature is going to die. But I mean, well, Radagast is also not there, etc. So, and well, let's not talk about the Blue Twins. File of Galadriel, legendary artifact. If you will draw a card while you have no cards in your hand, draw 2 cards instead. If you will gain life while you have 5 or less life, you gain twice that much life instead. And if you tap it, add 1 mana of any color. A foil Saruman's Trickery. And food, because hobbits. All the Rings. Boon of the Wishgiver. An Island. Troll of Khazad-dûm. Lorien Reveal. Wizard's Rockets. Lost to Legend. Grima Wormtongue. Your opponent can't gain life. I really like how this set mixes gameplay with lore. It's, I think, the best at it. Rosy Cotton of South Lane. Orcish Bowmasters. Ooh, not bad. Orcish Bowmasters is 1/1 black, is a creature, archer, and it has flash. When Orcish Bowmasters enters the battlefield, and whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one, they draw in each of their draw steps. Orcish Bowmasters deals 1 damage to any target that amass Orcs 1. Baradur. Ooh, legendary land. Baradur enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap, you add 1 black, and if you pay X, and on 1 black, and tap, amass Orcs X. Activate only if a creature died this turn. And Sauron's Ransom. 1 blue, 1 black. Choose an opponent, they look at the top 4 cards of the library and separate them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. The ring tempts you. And many partings again, but this time in foil. In a very subtle foil, actually. I don't even... It's foil, right? But it doesn't look like foil. And an Orc army. Now for the second to last. Mordor? No, Valley of Gorogoroth. Foil Plains, not bad. Birthday Escape. Arwen's Gift. Word is now in memory of Elfstone and Evenstar, with whom your life has been woven. Heathling Nuts. Talking about the present. Willow Wind. Saruman's Trickery. And Saruman the White. Saruman the White, creature, legendary creature, avatar wizard for 4 and 1 blue. It has ward 2. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, amass Orcs 2. Not bad. Sauron's victory is at hand, and there will be a rich reward for those who aided it. Yeah, trust Sauron. Grishmak Brash Instigator. And now we start with the weird cards. So, Rising of the Day in white art. Another white art for Voracious Fellbeast. Flame of Anur. Flame of Anur. Then for 1 blue and 1 red, an instant, choose 1. If you control a wizard as you cast this spell, you may choose 2 instead. Target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact. Flame of Anur, or Anur, deals 5 damage to target creature. Not bad at all. And Brandywine Farmer in foil, together with a human soldier token. And the last booster of this bundle, which, by the way, whatever I pull here is not indicative of what you will pull if you buy a bundle. Remember that this is all random and you should just buy the singles if you want a specific card, because it will be cheaper. Otherwise, it's just gambling in disguise. A Mountain, End's Fury, Great Hall of the Citadel, Gimli's Axe, Gimli's Fury. No, it's a shame, I was hoping for Gimli based on this. Eomer of the Riddermark, and Erkenbrand, Lord of Westfall. Prince Imrahil the Fair. A bunch of people coming out today. Strider, Ranger of the North. Legendary creature, human ranger. This is basically Aragorn, the greatest traveler and huntsman of this age of the world. Gothmog, Morgul Lieutenant again. Elrond, Master of Healing for 2, 1 green and 1 blue. This legendary creature, Elf Noble, says whenever you scry, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. Whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. a Soldier of the Grey Holstein foil, and a card from the list, Coalition Relic, an artifact for 3. You can tap it and add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and you can also tap it and put a charge counter on Coalition Relic. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, that's some good old wording. Remove all charge counters from Coalition Relic, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool for each counter removed this way. Interesting card that I don't know if when this was made we were actually counting on Proliferate, but there you go. And this was the bundle. So as an experience, is it good? Well, yes, but for the right price. I mean, this one in particular, if you like the Lord of the Rings, you get 8 boosters, and you get a bunch of cards, and you get to see a bunch of stuff. The box itself, the box is nice. The die is amazing. The die is amazing. And the box itself, I mean, this is beautiful in its own way. The back is kind of whatever, but this part is beautiful. And on top of it, even the cardboard is nice, and even the paper is nice. Look at this. I wish this was cardboard and I could do a postcard with that. But besides that, you get all the lands, which I can find because they are under the wrappers. There you go. You get all these lands, and then in this special case only, you get 4 promos, not only 1. And one of them, the One Ring, is kind of valuable and powerful. So there you go, and then you can have your very little display if you want, and overall just very nice. If you are a fan of Lord of the Rings, by the way, this is all random, disclaimer, if you never play Magic in your life, boosters are random. If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, if you're a Magic player, this is kind of worth it because things are very nice looking and there are some powerful cards in here. But again, this is for the fun of it, or just to have like 1 bundle for each set or something like that. Like this is, yeah. But if you have a person in your life that is a fan of Lord of the Rings, or you are a fan of the Lord of the Rings yourself, this is great. I mean, just these cards alone, this is very nice as a, if you want to find a way of, but obviously to play the game, to learn how to, and just to have fun and being like, oh wow, and reading the text. Obviously, it hits different if you know how to play Magic, because myself, as a person that likes the Lord of the Rings and Magic, I'm just like, oh man, they did the mechanic exactly the same as they did the thing, right? If you only play Magic and you don't give a rat's ass about Lord of the Rings, this is nice, but you're going to be focusing on power and prize, and some of these cards are nice, but it's not that, I mean, it's a modern legal set, so there are some nice cards in here, but nothing, again, random, so just buy the singles. And if you just like Lord of the Rings and you have no idea about Magic, you may already seen some things that visually don't really match with Tolkien's description of some places, characters, or something. So it really comes down to how much of a purist you are. But as a product and as a thing that at most I will pay like $35-40 for it, as a gift. There's a gift bundle as well, but that's a lot harder to come by because it has a collector booster and those things are gold apparently. So as a gift for someone or for yourself, I think it's worth it. But always bearing in mind that this is random and basically gambling. That being said, thank you very much for your time. I hope you had a great time. Let me know what you think about this bundle. Is it worth it? Do you like it? What about the die? The die is fucking amazing, right? Like, just let me know. I hope you had a great time. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to crack open that subscribe button. And once again, thank you. This has been Packs and Recreation. See you next time. Bye.